Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for that good D. Everything DB with Darius Butler.
There is some good D, but it's some bad D in here too, unfortunately. We don't need to spend too much time on this.
We don't like that bad D.
No. Nobody does. Nobody does. But we spent enough time on this.
Some people deal with the bad D, though.
Yeah, some people probably like it.
That's love.
That is love.
It's like what you said earlier. What would you do for love right before we got off ESPN?
The things we do for love.
Yeah.
Bad D. That's what teams have to deal with whenever their team doesn't show up.
Yep.
Slinging that bad D all over the place. Let's
But
dive
not
into
here.
it.
Yeah, not the Raiders.
No
Robinson
way.
up top on Watson. Like I said, we talked about early. 51 seconds left, 3rd and 10.
Oh, I like
There
that.
is time. I see you, Bruce. The new edits. So there is time, obviously, to run out of bounds. It's obviously 4 down territory. They're down 4 here. But Jay Love, he sees Watson throw his hand up, so he wants to take the shot here. I understand why he wanted to take the shot, but pause right here. If he's able to just step up in his pocket, because right now, by the time Robinson gets to his 20, he's ran by. That's a 4-3. Watson is every bit of 4-3 on the field. But once again, that D-line up front causes some disruption. He actually has to put this ball in his left hand, so he can't even step up and throw it right now. And then by the time he resets his feet and throws it, now this DB, this is what you call makeup speed. This is why you do those combine drills where you do the makeup speed. And he does a great job. Something a lot of people at home, as AQ would say, a lot of people at home in AC with a clicker in their hand, hey, why don't you just turn around and play the ball? Turn around and play the ball. He actually didn't panic, didn't get the PI, turned around and played the underthrown ball. You see Max Crosby right there, Max Crosby being a game wrecker.
There's 3 guys responsible for Max Crosby on that.
Yeah. And he still caused disruption. So that's why pass rushers get paid so much. They can cover up a lot on the back end. That is the best coverage up there, making them get off the spot. And then just an incredible play on the ball down the field.
Hey, people are saying they want him to throw that ball differently. That particular, I don't know.
Earlier was the only thing he could have did. Yeah. And then when you throw up a ball for quarterbacks and offensive coordinators, whatever, sometimes they probably just tell them to throw it up because more good things can happen for the offense than bad. That's obviously the worst, but usually
Think about that.
Yep.
Sorry to cut you off, but you mentioned it. The underthrown ball, that is PI like 50% of the time, I feel like.
Yep.
DBs usually panic. The receiver comes back for the ball, goes through his body. They throw the flag, ball's in the 1.
Yeah.
It's floating.
Yeah, this is an unbelievably athletic play to get your head around, jump, and finish on the ball. But like AJ said, a lot of guys, that's an uncomfortable position. You know the ball is coming. You know you're beat. You know you're behind a fast guy. But you also see the back of that end zone, too. So great job by him. Pause it real quick, playing that ball. This is 3rd and 15. So 3rd and 15, usually you see teams kind of run a screen, run a draw, run something safe. But when you have a quarterback like Josh Allen, you say, hey, F it, we're going to take a shot. You got Stephon Diggs. That helps as well. Right now, they try to get a man zone indicator with having Dawson Knox out here. He motions down. You'll see Darius Williams out here. It's going to go to a single high. Number 5, Cisco, will be in the middle of the field. He's actually going to vacate the middle of the field, though, which I hate, especially when it's a guy coming from the slot. And then you're going to leave Stephon Diggs one-on-one with Darius Williams, who's been on this everything to be a couple weeks now.
Oh, no.
You hate this guy.
And a good D. Good D. He makes an unbelievable play because right now he's outside leverage. Just like I said, that free safety kind of abandoned the middle of the field, left him hanging. If you run it back a little bit, you'll see 5. He takes this crosser, Gabe Davis, for some reason, and leaves Stephon Diggs running down the middle of the field. But he does a great job outside in, just hauling ass and making, once again, a great play on the football. Yep, so right here, that guy you have right in his vision, that flat defender is actually responsible for that crosser coming from the other side of the field. He's in pretty good position around the sticks. It's 3rd and 15, so he's kind of at the sticks. But look at his finish on this ball. Boom, high pointed, come down with it.
Damn.
You know, and that's,
That was in London?
Great play.
Oh, yeah, this was London. This is a London game. So this is a huge play.
Did he slam it right after this? Because that would make a ton of sense. Did Stephon Diggs slam the tablet after that?
I mean, this was just this is one of those plays because this is the right read, I think. Once that free safety leaves the middle of the field, this is the ball you want. But, I mean, this is just an unbelievable. I don't know if he could have led him any more. Like, that's a great job.
Is he mad at himself?
Probably mad at himself, yeah. Probably mad at himself.
Makes sense.
Because he expects to make that play. And Josh Allen, he see his guy one-on-one down there. This is a top, 3 receiver in the league. So he feels, obviously, he can make that throw. But that's a great play by that corner. Climbing the ladder and coming down with the ball.
It's a long play.
Yeah. That's a lot of field you got to run and track the ball. So, yeah, I mean, unbelievable play once again by Darius Williams, the former Ram out there making
Good for
plays.
him, bro.
Jacobs. Now, Foxy, this guy up here, he's been kind of had a rough start.
Oh, yeah. I actually just saw on Twitter a public apology form, that people make up for Jerry Jacobs because the last 3 weeks he's been balling.
Yeah. So
people have hated him.
Last 3 weeks been balling. You love to see that from corners and quarterbacks. Obviously, you got to have short-term memory out there playing those positions. Another turnover from Jacobs. Cover 2. We've seen this a lot. Pause it real quick, Pat. Flat defender. So right now, you're going to get a 7 route, a flag route, whatever you want to call it, and then a flat route in front. And as this flat defender, you're taught and coached to play these high to low. So take away the high one. If they throw the low one, go and tackle it. Actually, a lot of zone coverages, coaches will teach you. I know Bill Belichick used to teach us. 6 yards and under, that's kind of like a no cover area. So those are the ones that we rally. Yeah, that's what we rally and tackle to, especially on 1st and 10. That's the one you don't want to give up. Jacob does a great job of getting width, because at that corner position, when you're outside of everything, once you get that width, that actually kind of becomes your depth as well. You don't have to get as deep because you're getting wider, and you can also see the quarterback and then high point and make a play on this ball. So this is a great job by him from the beginning to the end. And this is a young quarterback. He'll learn from this, obviously, that, hey, guys move a little bit different on this league.
Kind of baited him, right?
Yeah, playing a little different game in between the ears, pre-snap, post-snap. Obviously, he's been coached well, but it's just great execution from him on the back end.
What do you think of this guy?
I think he needs more help. He needs better protection. He needs better talent around him. The quarterback position, everybody talks about Brock Purdy, and he is a great quarterback. But you look around all the quarterbacks in history, you look around all the successful quarterbacks now, they have talent around them. They have good players. They have good schemes. They have good coaches. So I'm not saying that he doesn't have good coaches, but you need the talent.
Well, sounds like you are.
That's what the owner's saying.
Yeah,
the talent.
Exactly.
Right in his face.
And correct me if I'm wrong, D-Butt, they run the double reverse flea flicker, the play after that interception for 6.
Correct. That is that sudden change. So that's Ben Johnson's MO. Like once sudden change, turnover, something happens, that's when you're sitting on the sideline, as a defensive player, if you are the Panthers defense, oh shit, they threw a pick, you hurry up, you strap on, you get in the huddle, and that's when you get the trick plays because you aren't a little unsettled. So good coaching once again from this Lions staff.
Randy.
Randy, and he came out, Nick, right, and confirmed that this was the check. He changed the protection to slide it right, Randy, obviously the R, and then also let Pickens know, hey, go deep, and Moss, be Randy Moss right now. And as a DB, all the young DBs right now, if you are playing in the NFL, and this goes for definitely cover 0, pause it real quick, which is 0 deep help, even if it's cover 1 out here. If you're in this situation, 1:23 left in the game, it's 2nd and 9, you're already borderline field goal range for this offense. So now as a defensive coordinator, I have to be a little more aggressive. I can't let them just pitch and catch it down the field and then kick a walk-off field goal to win it. So I'm going to be a little more aggressive. And this is when these guys got to make money. You run it back a little bit. George Pickens actually talked about this rep and said, I saw he opened the gate. This is something as a DB, if you're getting up there pressing, you got to reroute and disrupt that timing. Marlon Humphrey, he's probably still getting his legs up under him. First game back off of PUP, kind of open the gate. And this is what George Pickens does best. This is what people expected coming in this year from Pickett to Pickens. And this is a celebration, a little interesting.
Serious, pretty serious. There's another angle.
But great play to walk off. Well, not necessarily walk off. Ravens still got possession. But this is the Randy. So he sees the protect. Pause it real quick.
Yep.
So now AQ can obviously talk about this more in depth tomorrow. But right now, pre-snap, you do simple math. You split it in half. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys over here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 over here as well. But they decided to slide it this way. So he actually comes across, pick the backside up, the whole line slides right. And Pickett knows if they send them all, they're going to have one more than we do to block it. So I got to get this ball out quick. And as a DB, when you press, you just make it simpler for the offense. Any quarterback in any league or level knows I got one-on-one. We did it in the backyard. I'm going to my guy. I like him over your guy.
Hey, that's a good ball.
Great
from
ball.
Kenny Pickett.
Great ball.
And he made the check. This is like Ben Roethlisberger's back under center.
Look out. That was what he was throwing in the preseason.
Great ball.
And what happened? Too much stinky?
Too much stinky. Pause it real quick. You got Jamar Chase in a cut split here. This dude, I just saw a stat. He had 14 catches this game. that went for a first down or a touchdown.
That's
shit.
nuts.
NFL
it was like 16. It was like 16 catches,
195,
14 for first down or touchdown.
Nuts.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It was some absurd. I saw the same thing.
Yeah,
it might have been 13 or 14 or 15 or 16, but still.
Yeah.
Game changer.
Insane. He's a game changer. He made some noise in the locker room after the game, and they made a concerted effort to get him the ball here. Now, this is cover 2. Now, up top, the safety, you can see he's a little more shallow than he is, so he's not going to get his depth backside. And usually in split safety coverages, we deal with our issues on the other side. But as that deep half safety, if somebody runs this deep post into your zone, you got to be there. You can't get caught up seeing what's in front of you because and you rewind it real quick because this is kind of what happens in defense, and AJ can attest to this too. Sometimes when you have a response, and this is life, this is regular work, whatever.
Hell yeah.
Sometimes when you have your job to do and the guy or the girl next to you doesn't do their job, you think, I got to do a little more to cover them up, and then when it comes to shows up, you're not where you're supposed to be. So that's kind of what happens on this play. If you pause it kind of when Burrow gets to the top, pause. So this deep safety, you should be in a deep half. This zone, this hook defender, he should be dropping straight back and kind of taking away that throw. But he sees that throw kind of naked because he reacts to a flat route, but you have a flat defender out there, so you let it play a little bit, pause. That's his responsibility, once again, a rally and tackle. 7 should be here. He's running down the middle of the field. He'll never get to Jamar Chase. You should be deep in this half. His eyes are there. Ooh. His eyes should be here. And Burrow makes an unbelievable throw. He's looked the healthiest he's looked all year last week. Unbelievable throw from the back copy. You'll see how effortless this catch was over his left shoulder. This is very similar to the catch we saw Xavier Worthy make in the Texas game, Texas-Bama.
A punt.
Yeah, this is the same. You see him track this ball, and it looks like a simple routine throw, but this is kind of similar to the one Zay Flowers tripped on. He was running across the field in the post, and Lamar kind of threw him up the field.
Left shoulder running right.
Yeah.
Snag.
It's like a center fielder.
Looking right on the right shoulder. Catch on the left shoulder.
That's a great ball in stride. I don't know how far down the field, but in stride. I mean, just catching it. It looks like a routine, like I'm tossing you a cornhole bag from right here, but that's the great ones make the tough things look easy, and that's what Jamar Chase.
Oh, that would be so much fun to be able to do.
That'd be tough to do on air with no defense. That'd be a tough play to execute.
What's he running, like 21 miles an hour there probably?
Yeah. He's moving. I'll be interested, but elite, I would say 21 because he goes. Jamar Chase can roll.
All right, let's
last one, great play calling. George Kittle kind of talked about it yesterday when he was on the show about some of the eye candy and emotions and the shifts and things that they do. People ask why they do it right now. Pause. They got to switch responsibilities right now. Kurtz has to go to the middle. Malik Hooker got to come down and cover Juice. These guys got to deal with, their traffic here that they have like in a potential bunch. And then obviously Purdy has to see how they react on defense and then find the open guy. But you'll see it from here. They kind of do a clean job of picking up who they have, but now you got one-on-ones, and now you have to win that one-on-one rep against George Kittle. George Kittle does a great job beating them there and then hitting them with something at the top of the route because once you get in that trail position,
head fake.
Boom, nice head fake, nice little dead leg to the left, gets across. Brock Purdy kind of rolling out to his left a little bit, sees him, throws it back to his right. But once that motion happens pre-snap, now you kind of almost lose that middle of the field deep help. So now he's kind of lost in the sauce right now. Rewind it. So if they never run this motion, if they just line up that way, they're going to have a post safety sitting in here. But since they have to switch responsibilities, he's still he was unsure before he even got lined up over there. Now he gets here, the ball gets snapped while he's still in motion. So now he's like, are they running? Are they doing this? Boom, Purdy's back there cool as a cucumber, makes a throw. Kittle obviously does the heavy lifting, beating the route, and that's how it happens.
Thank you, Darius.
Hey, boy, D-Bud.
Hell yeah.
Hey, D-Bud, I want to ask you. I want to ask you quick, D-Bud, how tough is it defensively? I know at least from linebacker position, you never know when they're going to snap that ball, like where he is at in the motion. They could snap it when he's right here, maybe right here, or all the way out. Like you never know when he's going to snap it. So that's where all your responsibilities are flying through your head in the moment. And here, ball snapped here. What do I do?
It's so tough because obviously as a defender, especially if you're covering somebody, like the more static everything is, the more everyone's staying still, the easier, the more things I can go through on the menu and kind of eliminate. But then once that motion comes across, I can't do that. I don't have that time. Everything is kind of off balance. And then you got to kind of be ahead of the game in those meetings going into a game. So it's tough, man. And Kyle Shanahan, they do the best job. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae, they used to do this a ton when they got in that low red area. You never knew where 17 was going to stop. He would come back. Big Ben and AB used to do it, and then you get out leverage. So just a great job by the coach, and obviously Brock Purdy, pulling the trigger.
Hey, great job by you, D-Bud.
D-Bud.